So guys, today we are going to watch a mystery thriller anime whose name is Oshinoko. So guys, this is the story of Ai and her children, and the CI who is here is a famous idol, and someone gets her murdered. And who is our protagonist? He decides this: if he will continue to search for Ai's murder, then for this he is using all his contacts and is looking for that particular person in the industry who had killed Ai. Then he starts with Outdivers. So we see that our main protagonist Goro Ai has a big fan and also a doctor on top. He wasn't always a fan. In fact, he once had a patient named Serena who was a huge fan of Ai and wanted to go further and become an idol. But he died soon after due to illness, and the whites came to him because of their attachment to him. He loved it and began to pray, "I wish he could meet Ai once," and the cow above here listened to him because Ai came to his hospital by himself. But the happiness of the whites did not stay with him for long, because then he came to know that I am pregnant and she doesn't want to tell anyone who is the father of her children. But you know, people don't listen to anyone in love, and our hero is the same when he tells me this as a doctor, that he has twins in his belly, which makes him very happy to hear. But the president of his production is equally shocked, because if idols do such a thing, then their career will end, and the production company may also be closed, and the age of Ai from above is still 16 years old. So it is very important to hide this thing. And here the white man is thinking about supporting PVI, and then he tells Ayu that he is an orphan and he never got love, and then he finds out. If I have decided to keep those children, then I tell him.
I was an orphan since childhood, and I don't even know how to say love. In the world of idols, we share love among people, but actually everything is a lie. Even if we want to win, we are sad, but we have to make people look like we're much happier. I don't know why people don't think that we have a life of ideas, and we also want to try different things, but here we have to keep a mask of lies every moment to keep people happy. But I want to feel real love for once in my life. I want to live a normal life so that I can be very happy with my children and my work.
Hearing this, Gaurav decides to help Ai and decides that he will not tell her secret to anyone. Then he promises Ai that he will deliver Ai's healthy delivery. He will help her so that she can have all the happiness. But we see that one day before the delivery of the income, a person comes to that doctor while inquiring about the income. But the doctor thinks it is very strange. Then that doctor starts chasing him, but we see that person throws him down the mountain and kills him. But Guy's death proves to be very lucky for him because he becomes Ai's son in the next birth. It means that he is born again, but he remembers everything about his old life. Then we see her sister Ruby here, and then we find out that this girl is the one who was the patient of the whites, and she was killed because of the plane. But now he is also born again, and then we see that Echo and Ruby know that they are both born again, but they do not share anything with each other about their past lives. I don't know why guys are like this, and going forward, I don't know, they tell each other. Now we will look ahead, and here we see AI goes back to work, and her president forbids her to take his children anywhere and asks his wife to take care of them. But we see that the wife of that president is very upset with those children, and she makes this decision that the search of her Ai will bring in front of everyone so that she can earn a lot of money. Then, after hearing this, another Ruby pretends to become a god, but we see that if acting was not having much effect on the wife of the president, then Ruby opens up so much in her character. The president's wife thinks so, that she is really a god, and she is ready to accept both of them. And Ruby promises her that the president's wife will get her second husband a lot of head sum, with which she is happy to do the whole housework, very happy. And then we see Aqua and Ruby find out that their mother is getting very little money, and then they ask the president's wife to fix this thing, but we see that she can't do anything about it and say,
In the world of idols, you can make more money if you work alone. But idol groups gather a lot of idols and make the competition very tough from what we see. Working for solo idols becomes very difficult, and then she finds jobs in different places which are very low standard jobs for her idols here. It can go to the market only when it is assembled and goes in the form of a complete package. I believe Ai is very talented, but if you have to be alone in the world of entertainment, then you need something that is very special. So if AI wants a profitable job, then we have to find a person who will work for special AI.
And then we see here, I am reading the comments of her fans, where a fan is taunting her about her fake smile, which makes me feel very bad. Then we see here Ruby and Aqua President insisting in front of his wife. He goes to Ai's live concert, where Ai is still thinking about those negative comments while performing. And only then we see Aqua Ruby getting excited and start dancing with a glow stick in front of everyone, which everyone gets shocked. But I saw a lot of them. He is happy and then he praises him for the smile of the viewer Ai. Then we see 1 year pass like this. Then here Aqua and Ruby go on the shoot of Ai with Miyako and Ai, where Ai is shooting a small drama. The director of that drama threatens Aqua. If he cries, he will be kicked out of here. Aqua assures him that he will never make such a mistake, but we see that the director likes Aqua very much and he gives her his card. Then Aqua asks the director to give the business card to Ai, but that director is interested in Aqua instead of Ai. So Vakwa asks the director to watch Ai's acting carefully, and we see that the director likes Ai's acting very much, and we see that Ai has worked inside the show. A lot of Ai's scenes are cut from that show. Vakwa then asks the director about it. Then the director tells him,
"The agency that gives importance to the lead actress in this world
promote the actress,"
was doing. She dissented that we can't show a prettier face than her because it will have a very bad effect on the image of the main actress of that agency. So that's why scenes from time I of editing.
cut off. Hearing this makes me sad. But then the director gives him an offer that if he works with him in a film, he will also give Ai a role in the same film. Then we give Aqua is accepted for this. Then here those people go to shoot the film, where Aqua asks the director to take Ruby in his place in the film. But the director is lying behind Aqua. Then here Aqua Ruby meets the second child artist of that film, Kana Arima. And here we see that she is understanding yourself a little too good actress and is insulting the acting of A. Both Aqua and Ruby are angry. Then the shooting starts here where Aqua and Arima are given the role of scary children, and then Arima starts her acting, but we see that her acting director does not like something special. Then Aqua starts his acting by understanding the situation, but we see, without adding some effect, that shot is absolutely perfect and the director also likes it very much. Then one of Aqua's artists praises her, but we see Arima wants to shoot that shot again, but the director refuses for this. Then she starts crying about this thing. She could not play her role well, due to which Aqua has overtaken her. Then the director says here,
"What do you believe is the most crucial thing for an actor?"
In my perspective, it's the ability to feel and act.
This is also important, but the most important thing is the communication skills and the kind of acting you have done today. It was exactly what I had imagined. And the most important thing is that you have been able to understand communication in the best way. So remember to always be an actor who acts as a director once.
Then we see 3 years and go by, where we see Aqua Ruby. When we start going to play school, here Aqua worships the age of her old birth from Ruby. Tarubi refuses to tell all this and asks him to live in today's life. So Aqua accepts this and starts reading the book, which everyone is very shocked to see. Then here for everyone to dance in preschool. But we see that Ruby is very scared after hearing this because she had never been able to dance in her previous birth and she is still afraid of falling again and again. Because of Jesus, she can never dance properly. And then here Ruby. She starts practicing dance and I come to help her. But Ruby still couldn't control her fear. Then I asked her to dance with her and we see Ruby overcomes her fear very quickly and she dances very well. Then I sees her children talking to each other about their father. She decides to stay with her father. Because of this, she calls her father and thinks she came here.
I have always wanted to say I love you from the bottom of my heart, but I have always told my fans, I love you. But when I became a mother, I thought I would be able to love my children, but I have never told them that I love them. I am afraid that if I tell them I love you, I will throw them somewhere.
Then we see I want to meet him and he kills I by stabbing him, and then we see that he is the same person who pushed Aqua off the mountain in his old life, and he is very angry with I because I got pregnant. He has little confidence. Catastrophe apologizes for this, and we see his eyes light up because of the words that came from his heart. Then that person gets to believe it, and we see that person runs away from there. Then he calls an ambulance. She hugs Aqua and asks her to become an actor and Ruby to become an idol, and finally says, I love you to both of them with all her heart, which makes her very happy and dies. Then everyone gets very sad when they hear this, and we see some people still bad. Comments would have been made. Then here my eyes talk about adopting Ruby and Aqua, and we see Ruby and Aqua agree to this. Then it is thinking to Aqua, and then it comes to mind that this person has been caught by the police. He is the same person who killed him, and then he thinks,
But how did he know their location? This time they had moved to a new apartment, but she didn't talk to anyone. How did she get the address? Is someone giving him information? Is this person certain? There will be someone who is very close to the AI, but the president knows the most about AI.
why that girl?
Do you want to kill? Which is the face of their production? So can this mean that I have a partner? But you didn't even talk to anyone, so what does that mean? Apart from this, there is only one person left, and that is our father income tax. The social circle was very small, so maybe I can find that person, and anyway, he and I are blood related. I can find out with a DNA test. I will find him and kill him with my own hands.
Then someone goes to the director and asks them to adopt themselves. Then some more time passes here, where Aqua Ruby grows up and Aqua gets ready for his revenge. Then we see here, an organization is doing auditions to collect idols, and then Ruby also puts her application in it and starts weighing the results of the final processor while clearing all the processors and hoping that she too will become a top idol like her mother. But we see it. One is refusing her to become an idol and telling her to focus on her studies and get a secure job. But we see that Ruby doesn't believe him, and then we find out that after I died, the president, Strawberry Productions had left and Miyako has now become its head, and Strawberry Productions now manages internet personalities instead of widers. Ruby asks Miyako to start a new idol group, but Miyako refuses. Then we see Ruby's rejection of the final selection. We know it and we see it. This phone call was made by Aqua to stop her sister from becoming an idol. Then we see Aqua working with the same director as his apprentice so that he can make his place in the industry and find his mother's killer. But here we see that despite doing so much, Aqua contacts Ruby to become a person idol, but Aqua still does not agree to this. Tami asks Ruby to support her with her eyes, so Vakwa takes that into consideration and starts to find out about that agency. The JIS agency has approached Ruby to make her an idol. And then Miyako and Aqua realize that that agency is not good at all. Then Aqua decides that she won't let Ruby go there. Miyako then tells Ruby about all the problems that come on the way to becoming an idol, but Ruby still doesn't believe it. Then Aqua and Miyako become convinced by Ruby's talk, but asks her to join Strawberry Production instead of that agency, and Strawberry Production starts the work of creating idol groups again. Then this director suggests Aqua to act, and Aqua refuses to act, and that happens because he has tried a lot of rules, but he doesn't see himself as an actor. Then the director starts trying to explain to him, but Aqua compares himself to Ai. Then the director says,
"It is true that I was very amazing, but you could never become me, and she could never become you. Did I know production like you? Did she have it like you? Sean had the skills to understand. You have to believe in yourself and use what you have. It is clearly written on your face that if you want to be an actor, then go and do what you dream of."
Then here we can see another Ruby gemstone. They join a school where Ruby takes admission in the performing arts department, but Aqua goes to the general education department, which has nothing to do with acting. But only then we see there he gets his old artist Ariyama. But as soon as she finds out that Aqua has not joined the performing department Kovo, she is completely shocked. Aqua then tells him that he just came to this school for his sister because he was worried about her. Arima asks Aqua about her life, but Aqua doesn't tell her anything. Then he realizes that Aqua is not acting. Because of this, she becomes a little depressed, and we see that she is still not taking the name of leaving Aqua's pursuit. So Aqua takes her with her to the director's house, which brings back Arima's old memories. Arima learns about Aqua's work and is very happy that she is still working in the industry. Arima asks the director for a video of Aqua's acting, but Aqua refuses to give it, so the director gives Arima an offer that if she convinces Aqua to act again, they will send those clips to her, and then Arima to Aqua. He asks to work with him in a TV show suite today, but Aqua refuses. But as soon as he finds out that the name of the director of that show is Masaya Kaburagi, then he agrees to act in the show. And then guys, we know the reason of this thing, as if you all know it. Aqua is actually looking for Ai's killer, so for that he does a little research in which he finds 3 phones of Ai, one of which is the phone that she used before she was pregnant, and inside it is a password that Aqua 45,000 to open. Attempts 510, and then there he gets the contact number of Masaya Kaburagi, and then he assumes that he will find out everything about this guy. Then here we see Aqua gets a role in the TV drama with Arima's recommendation. Then Ruby becomes very happy and says,
Mom had said that one day I will be an idol and you will be an actor, and today I was very happy to hear that finally you are. He decided to become an actor. I'm glad you haven't forgotten what happened to Mom.
Then here those people start watching that drama together, but we see that drama is much more useless than they expected. And his demand for adaptation is very useless, that's why they stop watching him. Then here Aqua starts asking Arima about such a useless adaptation of this drama, and then she finds out that it is all because of this, because the director of the show just... The focus is on good-looking actors, so that he can collect some models and promote them. And then we remember that author of that novel didn't like his acting either. Because of Jess, she gets very depressed, and this whole show is going on only because of the direction of the cameraman and the director, so that people... You can watch this drama, and Aqua also notices this thing and sees how he can perform this thing better so that he can show the full potential of Arima in front of everyone. So we'll see the next day. Aqua Arima goes to shoot and they start their rehearsal, but due to a leak in the ceiling, they leave the rehearsal in the middle, and then Arima praises Aqua's acting. Then Aqua thinks,
Arima, who saw my acting that day, liked it so much because it was my mental at that time. When I was older than my physical age, I was able to perform things better, and now my mental age and physical age are the same, so I can't compete with many actors.
Arima then tells Aqua her whole story, and Aqua realizes that Arima has not got much work since childhood, and she has worked very hard, and she thinks that because of the same hard work she has reached here. But Aqua realizes that the director has kept her because of her low fees and she is acting like a freelancer. It is much easier for the director to handle the JIS. Then Aqua says, while taking the DNA sample of the director,
that you think it is wrong, Arima. You are not here because of your abilities, and this world never evaluates a person according to his capabilities.
And then we see Aqua A decide that he will give his whole life to show Arima's potential. And then the guides show us Aqua's very strong acting here, in which he controls the acting of himself and his companions by controlling the camera angle to the entire environment there. Then here we see Arima all. Seeing your acting gets very sad, and the devotee starts provoking himself to be an artist through his acting, so that we see that he is an artist. It seems to be acting like a real situation. Then Arima is very happy to see this, and she improves her acting by losing herself in her whole character. What we see is that scene is a very good shoot, and then Arima also performs her final scene very well, and we see that author also comes to cry after seeing that last episode, and that episode is very good for the entire audience. Then we see that everyone goes to the pack-up party of that drama. Then we see that the author of that drama comes and says thank you to Ariyama and Aqua for their performance. And she is very happy from this side of the final episode, which Arima also becomes very happy. Then we find out that Aqua has got the result of the DNA test, and if that director is not her father, then there puts that director Aqua's face like an eye, and then he finds out that I have done a lot of work with that director because he knows director I very well. Then Aqua starts trying to extract information from that director. Then he puts a deal in front of the director Aqua that if Aqua works in the reality dating show, he will give him IT information. Then here the next day, Eka and Ruby move to their new school where Ariva gives them a tour of the whole school. And here Ruby is also very excited to see her classmates. There she makes a friend named Minami, and then later she introduces Aqua to the girl, where Ruby realizes that Aqua has no friends yet, has created. Because of this, she starts teasing him. Then here Minami is getting nervous because of being surrounded by so many talents. Aqua then tells her to stay calm because she thinks that all the newcomers of the industry study here, but then tells Rubu that there is a famous star in her class, Frill Shirinui, which is very multi-talented in the entertainment world. But we see that Aqua does not care about this because she always had one favorite, and that was I. Then seeing Frill here, Ruby starts acting like a fan, but Aqua goes directly to Frill to remove her nervousness, and we see Frill recognizing Aqua Minami through her work, but poor Ruby, who has yet to find a job, has no one to recognize. Then we have Eyes. She asks him to make an idol as soon as possible and asks Mia to start interviewing people to form an idol group. Aqua then asks them both to consider Ariyama, and then Ruby starts analyzing Ariyame, and she becomes convinced that she is absolutely perfect to become an idol. But he couldn't talk to her. Those people are always fighting. Then Aqua calls Arima to meet, and here Arima, who is already crazy behind Aqua, she thinks it is a date and runs away. But seeing Ruby, her mood goes off, and when she realizes that she is not Aqua, not Ruby, she starts showing attitude to Ruby, which makes Ruby when irritated, and then on Aqua's explanation, Ruby offers Arima to become an idol with her and asks her to join Strawberry Production, and Arima starts calculating her entire life from which this result comes out. Yes, she can never be successful as an idol, But she believes in Ruby that she can become as famous as I. But he also knows that strawberry production is not working at this time, so he is at this time. She is not ready to take such a big risk, but as soon as she starts refusing, then we see Aqua sitting on her knees and requesting her to become an idol with her sister. But Arima starts refusing, but we see Aqua repeatedly saying Arima accepts that thing and later curses herself for that decision, it seems. But she is happy that now she can stay close to Aqua and learn new techniques from him, and then she starts asking about Aqua's new work and is very shocked to hear that Aqua is in a dating show, and then they start watching the introduction of that dating show that we watch. Different personalities are introduced in that jetting show, and in this show, they have to act in reality just like the Big Boss show and live with each other without script. And then we see Arima and Ruby are completely shocked after Aqua's entry. Then from the mouth of Aqua, hearing a girl's compliment, they both get completely shocked. Lack of Eyes explains to him that Aqua is only acting so that he can move the show forward and that he still has a lot more to do, including kissing. Hearing which Arima becomes sad, then this Aqua is shooting her own. And he doesn't like to be happy, but he has made a deal with Kaburagi that if he acts in this drama, he will get details about Ai's relationship so that he can find his father. Then here we see that in reality shows, cameras are installed all over the place and everyone is asked to act freely. According to the situation, editors cut and use scenes from the dating show. Yuki and Aqua talk about their lives and discuss what to do on camera. Yuki improvises the scene and Ruby asks Aqua to date Yuki, but he refuses. They start recording and Yuki improvises the scene nicely. Ruby then asks Aqua to date Yuki on a dating show, but Aqua refuses her to come into a relationship. Then Ruby and Arima are absolutely free and Ruby doesn't understand anything. What should he do next? Then she tells him to try different things, but we see that they have not yet decided the name of their group and their members are not yet complete. Because of this, she cannot do any other job, and you give the idea to go online in the eyes so that those people can promote themselves and to be able to create an audience for herself. And then to gain an audience, Mia gives them an idea of collaboration, and then we see there comes a famous YouTube, 4 peons who do strength training on YouTube. Arima then refuses for this, and as soon as Peon tells them if he earns 100 million yen a year, Arima agrees to learn from him. Then Peon gives them the idea to prank, but Ruby wants everything real. Geez, because Peon asks him to make a video with her and we watch. Peon makes her do strength training by wearing a mask and asks her to do it for 1 hour. And when we watch, she falls tired after a while. And Peon edits that video and makes it 1 hour. And in the last asks her to give her his introduction so that she can be fabbed by it. Then Peon also asks her to give her the name of her group. And then we see Ruby names her group B Machi, which is the name of Ai's group. Then Yuki talks about quitting the reality show because her school children are teasing her about this thing and she doesn't want to show her romantic feelings to the world. Then Nobu also shows with him. And then we see that everyone starts talking about that show after watching this episode, which increases the popularity of that show. Then the cast of that show finds out that Yoki was not actually acting. She's really being teased about this in school, and she takes advantage of this feeling to improve her performance. But in reality, she's not going to leave the show. Tawakan is making notes by watching all the people acting there so that she can also improve her acting because she is not getting much screen time on that show. And here in the evening, those people go to party that we see. Ruby gets very angry with Aqua because they always used to have dinner together and starts scolding Aqua about this. But when Aqua explains, she understands and Ruby starts asking Aqua about the reality show and tries to find out that everyone really wants to date each other. Then we'll see you. that everyone except Mem and Nobo is acting there, and all three of them are interested in dating, and our Aqua has nothing to do with dating. He just goes there to get information about I, and then we see the shooting of the dating show starts moving forward, in which Yuki and Nobu are acting like a couple. They get scared and Kongo is watching everything like a third person, so that the love triangle starts there, and the viewers are having a lot of fun in it. And so we see here that Echo and Mom M have no interest in dating, and Mom M is there to increase her YouTube followers, but she is getting the most worried because Akana works very hard to increase her screen time on TV. Then the president of the production of the Akana scolds his manager because he is not getting money due to the lack of screen time of the Akana, and this makes the Akana even more tense. Then click here to increase your screen time. Every time I try to get in front of the camera, but people don't really like it. Then the director of that show gives her the idea of becoming a bad girl, in which she will act to snatch Novo from Yuki, and we see that she is already engaged in this work. Akane then shares her problem with Yuki and decides that she will leave her identity on this show, but Yuki also decides not to give up, and they both decide to compete with each other in this show. Then Akane talks to the Kango here, but Yuki comes in the middle and tries to take the Kango. She tries, then Akane starts stopping her, and in that affair she hits a cut on Akane's face with her nail, and seeing this thing she gets scared and starts apologizing to Yukti. Then Yukti hugs her and asks to stay calm and forgives her. But we see the director of that show to earn money. Akan is shown bad in front of everyone, due to which all the viewers start criticizing him, and we see that his criticism is increasing day by day, and very wrong things start happening in Akani's school too. If she doesn't feel good at all because of Jess, she tweets to apologize and he backfires on the same. And his manager forbids him to tweet anyone. Then she is refused to come to the show, and the members with her start messaging her to ask her how she is doing, but she doesn't give them any reply, and we see that she is so depressed that she tries to commit suicide. But then our hero Echo comes and saves him. The police then came back and took them both with them. Then we see that Echo has come to save her because the whole cast is upset for her, and Akane is not answering to anyone. And this Ruby and Arima is also Akani's topic, but is talking. Then Ruby feels all this is normal because celebrities have to face all this. But Arima explains that everyone deals with different situations in this matter, and some people give up and commit suicide, and sometimes all these things increase so much that it becomes very difficult for someone. Tammy tells him with her eyes that because of this problem, many countries have held counseling for cast members. Ruby then realizes that Alva was right, that if you want to survive in this world, you have to wear the mask of lies, and Arima also agrees. Then Miank wants to call from the police station, but he does not tell her the whole thing, and when Miank finds out the whole truth, then she praises Aqua, and we see that Akane's mother knows the whole truth in the police station itself, and Akane did not tell them everything, so that he is upset for her. No, but as soon as she comes out of there, she bends down and slaps him and forbids him to do all this further. Aqua then talks to Akane to quit the show, but Akane refuses to do so because she has worked very hard and wants to become a famous actress, and that's why she gives up so quickly, refuses to believe. Then everyone is ready to help Akane in this, and Aqua gets very angry at the director, because of which Akane is insulted so much. It then spreads the news of Akane's suicide attempt and takes the responsibility of improving Akane's image, and then he takes pictures of all the cast of the show and also takes different videos. Then he asks her why, then he tells her that.
In the world of entertainment, people make people look bad through editing to earn money, and the same has happened with Lavan. Sometimes, if we do something, if we collect the clips and do the editing in the right way, then we can make even a naive spear person look bad, and this is called staging. But now I'm on this reality show. I will edit according to my own and show everyone so that we can improve Akane's image.
Then ma'am also gets ready to help her in this thing and asks her to upload it on her channel. He then asks Aqua Kango to set the background music and gives Yuki the idea that he can also add the scene. He asked for forgiveness and forgave him. Then the acquirer meets the director and starts asking for that raw footage, but according to the company policy, that raw footage cannot be given to anyone. But Aqua, with his convincing skills, he manages to extract the raw footage, and we see that he sits day and night and edits Akane's video. Then I tweet him, and those people hope that if they get them in the first minute, if you get more than 100 retweets, then that video will go viral. And we see that in the first minute itself, that video gets 167 retweets, and then the whole world comes to know about Akane and the truth of that day, the image of Akane because of Jess. It gets absolutely fine in front of people, and Akane feels great to see it too, but we see that there are still some people who are not stopping by pulling this thing, and Akane gets permission to continue the show again, which makes everyone very happy. So ma'am asked him to wear a mask of lies in front of the world to avoid this thing, and asked him to perform a character, but none of them understand this character. Then ma'am and Yuki ask Aqua about her favorite character. Then Aqua starts giving a description about her favorite star Eye, and we see that the name of Ma'am Eye has exactly the right guess. Then Akane decides that she will act like I, but Aqua believes that no one can become I, and then we see it. Akane starts taking the role of I seriously for Aqua, and starts learning about her whole world, so that she can fit into her character well. Then she comes back to the show, and we see that she comes in front of Aqua and starts acting like I, so that her eyes also start shining, and Aqua is shocked to see this. So everyone gets very shocked after seeing Hakane's acting, and then we see that the director and the rest of the cameramen also did not take their eyes off Hakane. And Aqua can still see him. Then Mother M notices that Aqua is just obeying Akane, so she and Yuki together start teasing Aqua about this thing, which makes Aqua Sharma go and leave. Mother M and Yuki then ask Akane to date Aqua, and we see when Akane agrees to it. When Ruby watches Akane's acting, she also thinks of I. Then here Aqua would not understand anything about her feelings, and we see everyone is talking about Aqua and Akane, hearing which Ariyama starts feeling jails. Then Akwasi asks to skip school and go for a walk. Then Arima has big dreams and starts thinking about going to a very good place, but Aqua brings her to the ground where they start playing catch-catch, which makes Arima a little sad. Then Arima starts asking Aqua about the dating show, and I want to know this too. Aqua refuses to date anyone because the show is just a job for her. Arima then asks about Aqua's type of girls and discovers that Aqua likes older girls. Then she becomes much happier because she is bigger than Aqua. And even then she remembers that Akane is also bigger than Aqua, so that she starts feeling jailed. And then we have seen that while talking to Arima, Aqua is able to understand her feelings. Then she tells Aqua thank you for helping her. Then Aqua compliments him for acting like I and tries to find out. And how did he finally do it? Then we see that Akane has done research on I with her understanding, and the result that is extracted from it is absolutely matching with I's life. And she has understood I's life to such an extent that she feels that I has hidden about her children in the world. Hearing this, Aqua is completely surprised. Then Aqua realizes that Akane has understood Jess, Even so, he has not understood me until now. Aqua then decides to use Akane to learn more about Ai, and we see him kissing Akane at the end of the love dating show, which breaks our poor Arima's heart. Tomorrow, after the shooting is over, they all go to the party where Yuki and Mom Aqua ask about Akane's dating relationship, but we see that both Akane and Aqua refuse dating, and everyone else should not have too many problems in their lives. Not going because romantic relationships have a huge impact on the lives of actors. And then the director tells them that a lot of old celebrities have also continued dating after this show, and some people have even married after this dating show, and some people have saved their image because of this dating show. He has put it because he has told the world that he was just acting and not dating in reality. It then goes to meet Aqua Messiah, and Messiah tells her that higher-ups are due to leaking her raw footage. Damage fees can be demanded from Strawberry Production because that raw footage had an impact on the TRP of that dating show. But Aqua is already ready for her question because all of them have full permission to use the raw footage in their contracts, and Aqua also tweeted all this from her real account. Hence, no one can prosecute him. Messiah then congratulates Aqua on his deal being completed and promises that the next time they meet for dinner, he will give Aqua the information about IK dating. Then Akane starts asking Aqua about dating, but Aqua refuses for that thing, and together praises Akane's acting and shows interest in his acting, which makes Akane very happy. And then both of them are in front of the world as their work. They get ready for the drama of becoming boyfriends and girlfriends, and we see that Yuki and Nobu have also started dating in real life. And then everyone goes home and finally tells Makwa about their experience, and they both return. They start walking home. Tabakwa starts trying to find out from me how she finally knows me so well. I tell her that actually she also wants to become an idol, but due to many difficulties, she remains just a YouTuber, so Vakwa begs her to become a new beggar. Offers to join so that he can become an idol. Hearing this, Mam gets very excited. Then Aqua takes Mam to his house, and we see that Miyaku has no problem keeping Mam as an idol. But only then Miyaku realizes that Mam is telling her age wrong, and when Mam tells my eyes her real age, then she is completely shocked. And we see that Mam's age is not 18 to 25, but there is no mistake in this because she cannot fulfill her dreams because of her family problem, and she also has to do a part-time job to handle them. Because her death is very sick, and when she is free from this thing, then she is 23 years old, and she is not eligible for any idol interview, and then This makes me very sad. But Ruby and Arima encourage her and ask Miyako to accept her. Then we see Miyako agrees to this and Mam becomes her new member. Then she starts talking to Aqua Arima. But Arima, she refuses to talk to him because she is still not happy with Aquarius Akane's relationship. Then here at school, Ruby and Minami are talking about dating show. And we see Frill also come and join them and praise Aqua's acting. And then we see a lot of girls because of dating show. She is addicted to Aqua, and then with the help of Mother M, B. Komachi starts uploading her YouTube videos, and they gather a lot of audiences. Then here Mother M asks them to make a music, but Arima refuses to do so because now B. Komachi's music is not ready, but then Ma reminds him that the old B. Komachi songs were very popular, and Strawberry Productions owns the copyright of all of them, so they can use his music. Everyone likes the idea, and then he's sorry. Along with the music starts her dance practice, and here we see Arima still angry with Aqua. Then Aqua goes to meet Messiah, and Messiah tells her about the early days of Ai, where I had no idea of the industry. Messiah brought him Lala, sent to the company for training. where this time houses are working, then the personality of the eye changes completely. A person's personality changes when they fall in love. Asaya then talks about helping Aqua get introduced to the Lalalai leader. Then he asks the reason for Aquis. Then he says that he sees the smell of becoming a good actor inside Aqua, and at the same time he also believes in the potential of Arim and Mom, and he is interested in giving investment to Bikmachi. And then we see it. Masaya helps Bikmachi enter the Japan Ideal Festival, but Arima refuses to go there because they are still not well prepared. But he is also doing this thing and Mom supports him. Then Arima has to accept this, and then those people start deciding who will be the face of Bikomachi, and then they both talk about making Arima center together. But Alima refuses because according to her, she can't sing very well. Then Ruby and Mam talk about deciding this thing on the basis of the score in singing. But Arima refuses for this thing because she also does not want to become the face of the less good. But here we see that she performs very badly in both singing, and then she starts watching the video of Arima's old song, and we see that Arima sings so well that she both get shocked. And here Arima also check her singing score. And we see his score is higher than both of them. Then here we see Ruby and Mam choose Arima for Bikomachi's face, but Arima refuses them. And then they tell her the reason for selecting Arima. And Ruby also tells Arima that she knows Arima has worked hard to improve her singing, and Arima is still not getting ready to fill the face of Bikomachi. And then Ruby wants to Arima. She asks to listen to the singing of both of them, and we see that in the last Arima has to get ready to become the face of Bikomachi because the singing of both of them is really useless. But we actually see Arima, he doesn't want to do it, but he has the same things in his life that he doesn't like. That's why he's used to it. Mia then calls Pion back to support the three. Then Pion starts making them exercise so that their stamina can increase and they can advance their performance. And then they start training every day and discuss their performance for the Japan Idol Festival together. And Arima gets very sad. Pion then asks him why. Then Arima tells him that she does not want to become the center of the bargain. Then Pion can be her compliment. But Arima doesn't listen to her because she thinks Pion doesn't know anything about her. But we see that Pion starts telling Arima everything, which impresses Arima and thinks about leaving Aqua and selecting Pion. Then it will compare Ma Pion with Aqua, because he looks exactly like Pion's physique. Then Ruby starts laughing at this. Then this we see actually which Pion they have. She is Aqua, and Asclepion is giving suggestions to Aqua by watching her video from afar. And Aqua has done all this because Arima is not listening to her, and thus she is able to guide Arima well. And then Ruby is so excited that she could not even sleep one day before the festival. Then Parima asked the reason for her excitement because according to her, due to such a big festival tomorrow, she should be nervous because they are performing on stage for the first time. Then Ruby says,
I am really excited because a long time ago I was locked in the same room for a long time, and even then I had no future. And I didn't have any expectations. I thought I would die without feeling thrill or excitement, and then I saw I, which made me feel thrilled, and then I met a person who was my first love. He told me that if I became an idol, he would become my fan, and then I decided that I would become an idol, and I don't know where he will be this time.
and she falls asleep as soon as she says this. And then this Arima is going towards the kitchen, and then she comes to know that whoever was guiding her in Asana and on which she had died, she was Aqua. And then we see she can't even sleep in this circus. Then the next day they all arrive at the performance venue, and Arima is still thinking about Aqua. Then those people go to the changing room here, where she is completely shocked seeing the condition. Then those people realize that they are not even given a proper room because only big personalities are allotted rooms. Then this Arima gets very nervous and starts remembering her failures. Then this evening, Ru also starts to feel nervous, and Ru also notices that Arima is even more nervous. Then too, she also encourages Arima, but we see Arima is afraid that Ruby and Mom will not spread because of her. But Ruby encourages her and says,
How was your career? But for me, you are a young girl who is working very hard, and here you are also a new ways like me. So even if we spread, I will not be sad. But I want all of us to come together here and give our performances wholeheartedly.
all three are getting ready for their performances. Then a lot of people come here to see the performance of different people, and here a boy asks his senior to see the performance of Bikomachi. Then the senior remembers Ai and feels that this is not going to be like the old Bikomachi at all. Then those people, let's go to see their performance, and here we see Ruby Ma'am and Arima have selected red, yellow, and white glow sticks so that fans can support their favorite artist by waking up the glow stick. And then we see Ma'am being a YouTube personality in the hands of a lot of people out there, jelly sticks, and then all three start their performances. Then this Harima feels a little jeweled after seeing so many supporters of Ma'am, and she feels that Ma'am should have become the face of Bikomachi. Because of this, she was not able to perform very well. Then hear that performance for that person too. Kurani does not look like Bikomachi, but then her attention goes to Ruby, and we see Ruby starts filtering around like an eye, and then she also sees the eye inside Ruby. Then a lot of people there start supporting Ruby too. Then our mother starts feeling jealous of Ruby too, and she starts remembering her whole life, where everyone had left her, and she feels that no one will support her, and she starts getting even more depressed. But then we see that Aqua comes in front of them with all three glossies, and the child starts his dance, which makes all three laugh. And then those people get very excited after seeing this and put 4 moons into their performance. Then everyone starts liking Arima's dance. And we see Bikomachi's first performance goes very well. Then they go back, and Arima, when Akwase asks about her performance, Akwan does not praise her much because she feels that if he praises her more, she will reach 7th heaven. Then my eyes ask about Akwase Akane. Then Arima finds out that Aquarius Akane is together just because of work, causing Arima. She becomes very happy and starts talking to Aqua in the old way. Then Ma'am realizes that Arima likes Aqua, but now he doesn't understand which of Arima and Akane he should finally support. Then here Akane gets a new project, and we see she's very happy to see Aqua's name in it. Then this Alima confronts Aqua about appearing in front of her as a peon. Aqua then tells him that he did all this so that they could guide him. Then Alima thinks that Aqua has done all this just to talk to her, and she starts teasing Aqua about this, and Aqua starts talking to her to remove her confusion. And Ruby sees that Aqua has come to her real nature after a long time together with which makes Ruby very happy. Then here, he comes to meet a producer, Sumikai director Masaya, and tells him about his new show, Tokyo Blade, which is an adaptation of a manga, and he wants to show it as a play in front of everyone. And for this, he has selected Lala Like Theater Company. Then he was from Masaya. He asks her to find the cast, and then we see that they both accept each other's proposal. Only then we see Akane and Aqua get an offer for Tokyo Blade, and Aqua accepts that offer so that she Lalalai. You can get close to the people of the theater to know about Ai's life, and find the person who is her father. And we see that in Tokyo Blade, Acquire Akane is given the role of lovers. Then this Arima comes to him, and we see that Arima also gets a chance to work in Tokyo Blade. And then we see that Arimo and Akane are not getting along with each other at all. And this is because they are competing with each other since childhood. And we see that both Arimo and Akane have vowed not to lose to each other. And here the producer of Tokyo Blade is very excited about his stage show. And this Aqua is fully ready to start the journey of finding the killer, and he is determined to do anything for this and guys with it.
Season of Oshi's Diseases.
The forest is complete. Let me know what you thought of the whole season. The link to the first episode of the rest of season 2 will be coming to your screen. If you can watch the next season by speculating, then the guy we